We back. JR Rico say what up to the people.
What's going on, beautiful people? What the lady read?
You already know what it do. You got to get to it. Your boy Drake dropped a little live stream the other night.
Yeah.
Dropped some. He debuted a little record.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What I miss?
You know.
Yeah.
My take on it. I think it's a good record. Like the record. I just don't like the subject matter. You know.
Okay.
Like you just harping on. Like you just holding on to this. Like it's been a year since the beef.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like my take, let it go.
Yeah.
L-I-G it. Let it go. But, you know, you might have a different opinion on this.
Yeah.
How you feel about that record?
Well, let me first preface my comments by saying, you know, you and I are both Drake fans.
Fact.
I'm probably more of a fanatic than you are when it comes to Drake. But one of the things that gravitated me towards Drake and made me love his music and his artistry is because Drake was one of the few artists who rap about what they're going through and what they're inspired to do in real time. You know what I'm saying? Or actually what happened to him in real time. So for me as a fan, I then can't be mad at him for feeling some type of way about the beef and the ripple effects the beef had. So my take on it is, man, keep on talking about it, Drake.
Here's my thing. I get what you're saying with that, which is cool. But normally, when he was talking about his beefs in real time, they were more preferences towards women. Like, you know what I'm saying, what he going through relationship-wise, whatever that situation may be. Now when you harping on men, like I get you feel like a lot of these guys, but you're the same guy that was no new friends, no friends in the industry. And now you can't turn back around and be like, damn, these boys, what happened to y'all hanging out at the crib? And now you got academics on his live snitching, talking about you might well snitch all out and LeBron love white women. Like, come on, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but LeBron, Future, and all these guys aren't new friends.
It doesn't matter. But when you start saying no friends in this industry, that means no friends. It is what it is. You can't say one thing and then turn around and be in your feelings over that situation. First of all, you gotta remember LeBron is in LA playing ball, so he's trying to fit into the community.
You ain't gotta do that. You ain't gotta do all that to fit in now.
But you know, LeBron is a fit in type of guy. That's just always been his MO. It is what it is. Like, you know, you ain't gotta like I said. I like Drake. Don't get it twisted. I like Drake. I like his music. But you got to know when to cut certain shit off, man. It is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a little iffy on this lawsuit situation. Like, you know, you lost. Now you want to sue. Cool. You gave a good reason for why you want to sue. So I kind of step back. I see what's going on here.
Right.
Cool. But come on, dog. Like,
for me, and maybe because, you know, like I said, what gravitated me towards his artistry is a lot of times his music, like I actually could relate to it. Like I could relate. And I also could relate to even this record now because a lot of individuals who think like you or even could take it a step further and say, well, I mean, where Drake know these niggas from, da-da-da-da. And I would challenge you out there in podcast world. I can almost guarantee the majority of y'all watching this are closer to individuals you met as adults than individuals you grew up with as children.
Fact.
I can almost guarantee that. So this idea of where Drake, you don't know, you never grew up with it, that don't mean nothing. Because at the end of the day, when you befriend the individual and you let your guards down with that individual, you're entitled to feel some type of way when them niggas switch sides.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying don't feel a certain type of way. I'm not saying. Listen, if Drake would have did this record 8 months ago, you get no arguments from me. Like, go ahead, dog, you in your feelings, I get it. But a year later, you still, like, come on, dog.
But that's the same thing, and you're not a Kendrick fan, but that's the same thing with these Kendrick fans saying, oh, Drake, he talking about you lost. Kendrick is doing a whole tour about a record that happened last year.
Yeah,
but here's just what I'm saying, Hound, and pardon for cutting you off. But here's just what I'm saying. I can't tell an individual how to heal. No, I can't tell an individual how to feel. So what I'm saying is, as men, we're taught, or where the idea is not to have emotions is just not true. We're not supposed to act off emotions. But for you to sit there and say, man, don't be emotional about that, that's just not, it's not reality.
I'm not saying don't be emotional. I never said don't be emotional.
I know, I'm not speaking to you, I'm just speaking in general.
I'm saying, dog, let sleeping dogs lie. You know, like I said, if he would have did that, like I said, I think the record's a bop. I'm not. It's the subject matter I got an issue with.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If he would have did that 8 months ago, I'd be like, okay, yeah, get at him. Because I felt the type of way with the whole situation of how that shit played out. I'm one of the first people who say, damn, boy, Drake gave a lot of these dudes bangers.
Yeah.
And I'm leaving LeBron out of it because LeBron don't need Drake.
Right.
But all these other guys, all these other artists who he had features for, showed up for, went on concert runs with, put them on tours, had them come to Canadian with felonies, all this other foolishness. Yeah, I get it. I don't have a problem with you having a problem with them guys. My issue is, even if you still have a problem with them dudes, RNS, that shit dead, dog. That's just what it is, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't let no dude think that a year later you still on my mind. Nah, Playboy, we ain't doing that. Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm not lingering around thinking about your situations no more. I'm on to the next. I already dropped my one banger. I got another banger, and then I got more bangers coming down the line. I'm on to my new album. I'm not gonna sit up here and just keep harping on all day long, like, oh man, we already know they switch sides. Even if they really didn't switch sides, your action showed that you weren't on my team. This
right.
man, y'all dudes that's kind of like y'all catch the wave type dudes. LeBron is a catch the wave type dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And like I said, I'm not even mad at LeBron, to be honest with you, because LeBron don't need Drake. But all the other artists, I don't want to call no names out, you know, y'all was kind of fine. It was what it was. But you know.
For me with the LeBron situation, you're absolutely right, he don't need Drake. But if you take me in as a big brother and you treat me as such and you do some flaw shit like that, I can't let that go. I'm not saying don't let it. I never said let it go. I'm saying publicly. But here's why I say that. Because the consensus is Drake stopped tweeting, Drake stopped talking, put it in the music. And then when he puts it in the music, people are saying Drake let it go. He's doing exactly what the masses is actually put in the music. Yeah, but you know, like I said, dog, that record is 8 months too late, man. It's 8 months too late. We don't know when he recorded the record. I'm not saying, you know, yeah. I'm saying the record is 8 months too late. Dog, and it's Drake. Drake can put out a record whenever he want to put out a record. He the big dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, dog, you gotta learn when, like they always say, timing is everything, dog. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, like, we get it. We get it. And to be honest with you, now that I sit back and think about this whole thing, what was them dudes supposed to do? Jump in the beef, drop a verse, like what they were supposed to do. Stay the fuck out the way. Stay the fuck out the way. No, they did not stay the fuck out the way. First of all, only person that was really in the beef was Future. No, Future was not really in the beef. Man, listen, you let a nigga diss your homeboy on a record and you paraded the record. You in the beef, dog. I'm not saying he's not. DJ Khaled straddled the fence. You can't. Kendrick Lamar's not your brother. Drake is your brother. You straddled the fence. Not one time say, I'm with Drake. I'm fucking with Drake. You always on social media and you did not get on that platform and say, I'm fucking with Drake. So, that matters, Hound. So we saying, so basically Drake wanted these guys to pick a side. It is what it is. But how do you pick a side? Easy. This is my man. I fuck with Drake. Okay, so and then after that, then what? Then that's that. Then you don't catch strays. Then guess what? You're around, because guess what? None of these guys are dropping bangers now. It's 2024. Where are these guys? DJ Khaled just dropped the whole fucking Instagram. He had to take that shit down because he's dependent on Drake. This is what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, I felt like that in the midst of the beef. Now that I sit back and
That's why they say you never make decisions.
Yeah, you got to take it. Yeah.
Now that
exactly.
I sit back and look
Emotional
at it.
decisions, yeah.
And I go, no, what these guys are supposed to do? Like, I get the Future thing, okay, boom. He could have probably took KendrickLamar, but probably Future and Drake probably had a real beef. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, their beef is their beef. Cool. Ross jumping into the beef, I don't know the situation behind that.
Right.
That's that. Ross said, okay, Ross never said he was riding with Kendrick or he was riding with Drake. He just wanted the beef. You know what I'm saying?
He rode with Kendrick.
You know what I'm saying?
You was at the pop-out. You from Miami. You got no business out there. So you rode.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah. Booty shaking and all. He just didn't go on stage. So you picked the side.
Okay.
It is what it is,
So
man.
he picked this side.
Right.
Game came around, through a couple jabs
for Drake.
For Drake.
And he over there.
Yeah, and but everybody else, like, what do you want them to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just me personally. I don't know what they want them to do. What he want them to do, like, hey man, y'all boys, let's jump on a record. Let's go to spring. Like, at this point, it was, man. At this point, it was what it was.
Like I'm not. To answer your question directly, he wanted them niggas to pick a side, like those niggas on pick the side with Kendrick.
Only person who really picked sides with Kendrick, to be honest with you,
was the whole West Coast and the rappers who follow suit.
But to be honest with you, those West Coast rappers.
But
here's what I'm saying: those West Coast rappers that picked the side didn't have no real impact. The impact was with the podcasters, dog. Everybody with a big platform, they kind of steered your fandom this way, and they was the one really doing the real smear campaign, to be honest with you. Oh, Drake done, the Joe Budden podcast. You already knew he never messed with the Breakfast Club dude. You know what I'm saying? You had all these other podcasters that's kind of, only person that was really in the podcast space going extra hard for Drake was Ack. Like, you know what I'm saying? They was the one kind of steering the crowd this way, that way, that way. Ooh, Kendrick, ooh, Drake. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was what it was. Outside of a few rappers.
So the few rappers is who he talking to. The few rappers is the niggas who actually he considered friends. He considered Ross a friend. He considered Future a friend. Yeah. He considered them niggas, he considered Khaled a friend. Yeah. So he's not talking to the masses. He's not talking to Offset, no. Because guess what? 21 Savage, he ain't say shit. He ain't jumping no beat between everybody. That's my nans. Yeah. Okay. And 21 Savage fuck with Metro and fuck with Future. So you could stay the fuck out the way. My issue with these guys is, for one, you didn't stay out the way. For two, those who had no dealings with KendrickLamar, you didn't say, I fuck with this man, and this man changed your fucking life forever. That matters, dog. And at the end of the day, I can't sit there and tell Drake not to feel some type. I don't give a fuck if it's 10 years from now, Drake. Keep rapping about these fuck ass niggas that kept switching sides on you, man.
The podcast.
Oh yeah, my bad. We might get shouted at. Bleep that out.
Hey man, I'm just saying. You got your thoughts on that. Me personally, I felt like Drake is too good of an artist. He make too many bangers to be sitting around thinking about these dudes. You just look crazy, dog. Like it's one thing if a dude tried to, like I said, I don't know what goes on in the background.
Yeah.
So I can only go off of what I see and what I hear. So y'all let me know in the chat. Let us know, man, if Drake tripping on bringing out this, talking about this 8 months later, or y'all team Rico with keep riding on these. All right,
flaw ass, switch side ass.
Hey, that's our time on this. Y'all already know what this is. This is Hound versus everybody. JR Rico, what we do around this time?
Keep the lie alive.
Keep the lie alive. We out.